Grass is turning green. Beautiful day. Take a walk. I'm going to go out and watch the sunrise here in a minute. When I was a young Christian, first coming to faith at Virginia Tech, a group of young men got together on my hallway, and one of the things that we did was we memorized verses together, a lot of them. It was one of the first spiritual disciplines of my life that has reaped reward with me to this day. The first verse I memorized ever was Hebrews 11, chapter 1. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not yet seen. And it was a definition of faith, one that I needed desperately in my life at that moment in time. Then we memorized that whole chapter that year, and we memorized chapter 12 as well. And in chapter 12, there's some great words in chapter 12 about faith and how it plays out in our life. And there are two thoughts in those first couple of verses. One of them actually came up on my devotion for today, and it says that that we have trouble in life, and that the way through trouble is to fix our eyes on Jesus. Fixing is actually the word, and it means to center yourself, to prioritize something. And the verbiage there is, the Greek verb is to concentrate on something yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That there is a continuous need to fix my eyes on Jesus, to center myself on Christ. Because the truth that I learned from that is, if I fix my eyes on Jesus today, then whatever happens tomorrow, I'm already fixed on Jesus. And so going through whatever it is that's going to come, I'm already centered. And that's really the best way to go through the troubles of life. And then there's this, right after that, there's this tremendous word of encouragement, because the author knows that that is a very difficult thing to do, to continually fix your eyes on Jesus. And so he says this, and he says it in such a way that it startled me and got my attention the first time that I remember reading it. And it's one of the reasons that I actually asked the group if we could memorize this. It's one of the reasons that we memorized it, because the writer says, knowing how difficult it is to stay centered on Christ in the midst of trouble, he says, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your own blood. And that brings the cross into my trouble, which is ever so powerful, because I realize how fixed Jesus must have been to endure the cross, how he must have concentrated, set his mind, his decision of will, this indestructible decision that he had made, something that he would not waver from, no matter what, even his own blood. And that puts all of my sorrow into perspective. And so when I experience the troubles of this life, I understand I can do better than what I'm doing. The answer is to fix my eyes on Jesus, who is the author and the perfecter of my faith. He's the one who shows me how to do this because he's already done it. It's not that he tells me how to do it. He actually does it. And that is the power of my life. The power of the cross is he actually did it. He didn't just want to do it or talk about doing it. He gave his life away. And that is someone who is completely fixed on their purpose. And so I know I can do better with purpose in my life. I can fixate myself on what it is that God is asking me to become. and that is to become more like Jesus. I hope and I pray you have a wonderful Tuesday. Go watch the sunrise and appreciate the hope that God pours into us